trouble. Reigns with a spear.
Yo, WWE Maniacs. Welcome to Night Before Wrestle, the place where wrestling never sleeps. Subscribe, ring that bell, and let's get into today's action. Things just got intense on AEW Collision as tensions between key wrestlers continue to escalate. Don Callis attempted to strike a deal with the Death Riders, but it quickly became clear that Jon Moxley and his allies weren't interested in playing along. The crowd was on the edge of their seats as the confrontation unfolded, signaling that the fallout from this interaction could set the stage for some major storylines moving forward. Meanwhile, Claudio Castagnoli's gaze locked on AWTNT champion Kyle Fletcher, hinting that a high-stakes rivalry might be brewing in the near future. The backstage drama continues. Collision picked up where last Wednesday's AEW Dynamite left off, with the Death Riders interrupted by Don Callis and his new ally, Kyle Fletcher. Callis, ever the provocateur, approached the Death Riders with his characteristic confidence and attempted to stir the pot. He expressed his thanks for their previous actions, making it clear that he expected something in return. But the Death Riders were not impressed. Pac, one of the key members of the Death Riders, responded immediately, showing that their group operates on its own terms. He made it clear that they weren't looking for favors or deals. The tension in the arena was palpable as Moxley added his voice, reinforcing the notion that the Death Riders are independent and not easily swayed by promises of power or influence. This simple yet strong statement sent a clear message to Callis and Fletcher. They weren't going to be manipulated. Don Callis struggles to maintain control. Callis tried to regain his composure, offering everything from opportunities to alliances, but the Death Riders remained unmoved. Moxley's cold dismissal and Pac's firm stance showed that the group is united and determined to follow their own path. As they walked away, the frustration on Callis and Fletcher's faces was clear. They realized that dealing with the Death Riders would not be easy, and that tension alone is likely to fuel future confrontations. This segment served as more than just a clash of personalities. It reinforced the Death Riders' image as a dominant, self-directed faction that will not bow to anyone. Their no-nonsense approach continues to resonate with fans, who appreciate the blend of intensity and integrity these wrestlers bring to the ring. Claudio Castagnoli sets his sights on the TNT Championship. While the confrontation between Callis and the Death Riders dominated the arena, another moment stole the spotlight. Claudio Castagnoli's attention shifted toward Kyle Fletcher, the current AWTNT champion. The tension between these two was immediate and unmistakable. It wasn't just a simple stare. It was a moment that carried the weight of a potential rivalry, hinting at the possibility of a future championship feud. Fans quickly recognized the significance of this moment, chanting Castagnoli's name as Fletcher held onto the title with a confident smirk. This interaction planted the seeds for a potential storyline centered around the TNT Championship, with Castagnoli emerging as a credible and formidable challenger. A feud in the making. Looking at the current landscape, a feud between Claudio Castagnoli and Kyle Fletcher makes perfect sense. Castagnoli has been on a dominant run, demonstrating both technical skill and strategic prowess. Fletcher, on the other hand, has grown into one of the most confident and assertive champions in AEW, especially with his alliance with Don Callis. The combination of these factors could set the stage for a rivalry that is as much about in-ring performance as it is about storytelling. Fans can expect a clash that highlights the strengths of both competitors. Castagnoli's technical mastery and measured approach could contrast brilliantly with Fletcher's bold, unpredictable style. The resulting matches would likely be high energy, with a mix of athleticism, strategy, and crowd engagement. This kind of dynamic is exactly what makes championship feuds compelling and memorable. The Death Riders aren't done. While attention naturally shifts toward the potential Castagnoli-Fletcher feud, the story of the Death Riders and their confrontation with Don Callis is far from over. The tension in Collision suggested that this interaction is only the beginning of a larger narrative. Callis may have underestimated the resolve of Moxley, Pac, and Castagnoli, and this could lead to future encounters that further escalate the storyline. The Death Riders are known for their strong sense of unity and dedication to their goals, which makes them formidable opponents in any scenario. Their refusal to be manipulated or intimidated keeps the audience invested, as fans eagerly anticipate how Callis might respond and what strategies he could use to challenge them. This ongoing tension is a perfect example of how personal dynamics can enhance the drama of professional wrestling. What this means for AEW Collision. The events of Collision set the stage for multiple potential storylines. On one front, Claudio Castagnoli versus Kyle Fletcher could become one of the most exciting TNT Championship feuds in recent memory, combining technical skill with strong character work. On another front, the unresolved tension between the Death Riders and Don Callis promises to bring more dramatic moments in the weeks to come. These intertwined narratives highlight the strength of AEW Collision as a platform for storytelling. The combination of in-ring action and character-driven drama keeps viewers engaged, ensuring that each episode feels significant. By laying the groundwork for future rivalries, the show maintains a sense of anticipation that keeps fans coming back week after week. Fan reactions and predictions. The audience reaction during Collision was telling. Fans immediately picked up on the potential of a Castagnoli-Fletcher rivalry, and their chants added energy to the moment. Social media is already buzzing with speculation, with fans debating how the storyline might unfold. Some predict a slow build that culminates in a major championship match, while others expect more immediate confrontations leading to a high-stakes showdown. Meanwhile, the Death Riders' stance against Callis has created another layer of intrigue. Will Callis find a way to undermine them, or will the Death Riders continue to dominate without interference? The possibilities are endless, and it's this sense of unpredictability that keeps the wrestling world talking. Technical skill meets storytelling. One of the most exciting aspects of these developments is the combination of technical wrestling and storytelling. Claudio Castagnoli's in-ring skill ensures that any match he participates in will be compelling, while Kyle Fletcher's confident and strategic approach adds a unique edge. Fans can look forward to matches that are both physically intense and narratively rich. At the same time, the Death Riders' interactions with Don Callis provide a different kind of drama. It's less about championship glory and more about respect, strategy, and asserting dominance. The juxtaposition of these storylines demonstrates AEW Collision's ability to balance multiple arcs simultaneously, keeping audiences engaged on several levels. Looking ahead, as AEW Collision continues, fans should expect the tension between Don Callis and the Death Riders to grow, with potential showdowns that could redefine the landscape of the show. At the same time, the looming possibility of a TNT Championship feud between Claudio Castagnoli and Kyle Fletcher promises high-quality wrestling and memorable moments. These storylines are shaping up to be some of the most compelling arcs in AEW, combining strong character work with in-ring excellence. In the coming weeks, it will be fascinating to see how these narratives unfold. Will Castagnoli make his move toward the TNT Championship? And if so, how will Fletcher respond? Will the Death Riders continue to resist Callis's attempts at manipulation, or will new alliances and challenges emerge? The unpredictability is part of what makes following AEW Collision so exciting. Conclusion. AEW Collision has delivered yet another episode filled with tension, drama, and hints of future rivalries. Don Callis' failed attempt to influence the Death Riders reinforced the independence and strength of Moxley, Pac, and Castagnoli, while Claudio Castagnoli's silent challenge to Kyle Fletcher set the stage for a potentially thrilling TNT Championship feud. Fans are left with plenty to discuss and anticipate, from the evolving dynamics between the Death Riders and Callis to the possible explosive showdown between Castagnoli and Fletcher. Collision continues to prove itself as a platform where technical wrestling, character development, and high-stakes storytelling intersect, providing fans with compelling reasons to stay tuned.